For the last 200,000 years, groups of men have banded together as a means of survival and for the purpose of moving civilization forward. Men built great cities, advanced modern technology, and created economic systems that still prevail today. Unfortunately, those advancements in economic stability have created widespread levels of comfort that even the most wealthy kings in history didn't enjoy. With no great purpose or mission, most men today have accepted this comfort and in turn have become soft, weak, feminized versions of their past ancestors. These men are content with spending their days at jobs they dislike, spending time with people they can hardly tolerate, and the most fulfilling thing in their lives is watching their favorite sports teams or getting lost in their favorite video game. The men of the Unplugged Brotherhood demand more from themselves and, more importantly, from each other. Through mentally and physically challenging in-person retreats and events, these men have discovered that growth only happens when you are willing to show up, force yourself out of your comfort zone, and above all, do the work. Don't waste another day squandering your potential to be the man you were meant to be. Reject comfort, let go of people that are holding you back, and seize the opportunity to join a true brotherhood that will challenge you to become the best version of yourself.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Unplugged Alpha. What do we got for you today? Hotwifing, which is kind of new, maybe to some of you guys, maybe not others, but there was a new Instagram page that was brought to my attention last week, and I bookmarked it, and I figured it's probably worth a discussion. This one's going to be interesting because I actually know somebody that does bull work. And I've seen the screenshots, I've seen the conversations back and forth, so I've got a little more insight than most, I guess, on the topic. But let's start with this. Let me just open up another tab over here on the right, and we'll kind of get started. I can't give you all the visuals on this. I'll use the social media as kind of an explainer, but if you go to the website, it's basically corn. Just want to ask AI what hotwifing is, see what definition pops up with that. But while it's doing its investigation, as it does, because it takes time, there's a clip over here that the hot wife or the wifey, it's called wifey, posted. And then in the description, it says, as seen in the view. So let me grab this and we'll pop it up on the screen here. Boom, here. So we'll go through a couple of these. I'll play the conversations because the husband and wife sort of sits there and they talk about this notion of her getting bold. We'll get into that in a second, but let's have a look at what the View has to say about as seen on the View. So apparently this is a conversation that the View people talk about. I got to open up another screen because it pulled up another tab here. Give me 1 second. Close that. Share screen. All right, here it is. The View on hotwifing. I mean, the View is not the best place to sort of get started with stuff like this or anything in general. But I think this will offer some mainstream sort of feedback, if that makes any sense.
Is there anyone here looking to spice up their marriage? Clap if you are. Apparently, husbands are teaming up with an adult website called Wifey so that their wives can I'm doing this slowly so you can absorb this, so that their wives can have sex with professional porn stars while they observe people are so nuts, as a part of a new trend called hotwifing. And here's the most interesting part. Some of the couples who've taken part say it helps build trust and communication.
Oh, come on.
Really? Who thought this was a good idea other than a divorce attorney?
Sponsored by a divorce attorney. Exactly. I'm sorry, these couples.
I'm just going to say something right off the bat here is that this is a very public-facing, mainstream kind of show. I guarantee there's 5 chicks on this panel. I guarantee at least a couple of these chicks on this panel does this or has thought about it.
Need therapy, not this. And also, all I thought were STDs when I heard that. That sounds like a terrible idea.
I don't know. I don't know that they need therapy. They freaking need God in their marriages. They need to find Jesus. They need something else. They need something else. This is not it.
That's not a kink. That's like a, that's
Listen, I know some of the most religious people are probably doing it too. Kid yourself.
Yeah, that's No, but normally when you think of anyone being added, you think of the man saying, I need variety. I was built this way. I'll go over here. No, I want you to go sleep with someone and I'm
With a
gonna
porn
love.
star.
And why call it hot wifing? Like you put the wife in the title. Like, why be reminded you're married in those moments?
God, I think it should be called cold husbanding. How does this build trust and communication? I don't see how.
It doesn't. Dr. Ruth said that when you invite a third person into your marriage, into your relationship, it's
By the way,
over.
so are they paying for this?
Yes,
if
they
it's
pay.
professional.
Why would they do it for free?
They're paying for it.
Nothing's free in life, Anna.
All right. Well, anyway, there's the mainstream quote unquote view of it. Let's go to their actually, let me see if Grok gave me an answer. So Grok's answer to what is hotwifing is a consensual, non-monogamous sexual practice within a committed relationship, typically a heterosexual marriage, where the woman, often referred to as hot wife, is encouraged or permitted by her husband, usually her husband, to engage in intimacy encounters with other individuals, quote unquote, primarily men. The husband or partner typically derives pleasure from this arrangement, which may involve watching the encounters, participating in some way, or simply knowing about them. And it's often framed as a way to enhance a couple's intimacy or excitement. This dynamic is distinct from other forms of non-monogamy like swinging, which involves both partners, or cuckolding, which may emphasize humiliation. I don't understand how hot wifing is any different from cuckolding. It's the exact same thing. We'll get into that in a minute. Hot wifing trends focus on the wife's empowerment and the husband's voyeuristic or supportive role. Oh, there's key aspects to include as well. Consent, motivations. Motivations are couples may pursue it to spice up the relationship, explore fantasies, or address mismatched libidos, with some claiming it strengthens their bond and even save marriages. Variations, encounters can range from one-night stands, ongoing arrangements. The husband might join a threesome, remain uninvolved physically. Community and culture. Yeah, that's kind of where it ends. I mean, I don't need to get any more in that. So let's go to their page over here, which I had up a second ago. Share screen, Instagram, wifey. So here we go. You guys can go check this out for yourself. They have a website, wifey.com. Apparently it's new. It's essentially a corn site. This is all public facing, so they give you more of the, I guess, public facing stuff. Let me just kill the comments on the screen so you guys can see. My editors hate when that's up on the screen. All right, so if we go to Reels, and then let's take a look at view count, because that's usually a pretty good indication. There's something. Here's one with 324K. Let's see what happens over here.
Yo, listen, it's J Love out here in New Orleans with the weather report on the 1 million followers. I love all y'all. The rain is not going to stop the celebration. We out here with Vixen Media Group, Wifey. We're having a good time. Like I said, a little wetness has never made a difference with us. Let's go, baby.
I want to find one with the couple sitting down talking with a whole bunch of views, because this is just a promotion of the website. You know, they got Tyrone there and a t-shirt. This is blacked. This is also him over here. Looks like the same guy. Let's find one where the couples are sitting. Here's one. Meet Misty and Brandon. Let's see what Misty and Brandon are all about.
Misty, and this is my partner Brandon. I got into filming content actually through modeling, and then from there I started doing fetish work.
Can I pause that? There's no line you can draw back on these.
Motto of mine is you don't lose your lover, you just lose your turn. So for me, I'm her biggest fan. I love just
He's the president of the Misty Adams fan club.
What a cuck. Misty and Island Boy Brandon. Can I just, I can't draw the playback bar back.
Hi, my name is Misty, and this is my partner Brandon. I got into filming content actually through modeling.
Right there. So on their website, and they even give them a phone case with wifey on it. That's hilarious. So on their website, which I can't put up on the screen because it's basically a corn site, there's lots of footage of the husbands filming like this as she's getting railed by Tyrone or Chad. I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking at the look on this dude's face, and that doesn't look like empowerment to me. You tell me in the chat. There's a few more of these here. I want to find ones where couples are sitting here talking together. Here's one.
I think one day I was like, hey, I found this couple online. They're not too far from us. They have a big following. Let's collab with them. Yeah.
And it kind of evolved from there.
Yeah.
Content creation, meeting up with other couples to do collabs.
Our first time ever switching partners was with that couple. We filmed it and we did a couple swap. So that was, I feel like, kind of adventurous for our first time, like dipping our toes in.
Yeah, some couples in the lifestyle do like soft swapping, what they call, and we did not
what we did.
Yeah, nor do we care to do that. We're gonna go full on.
I think one day I was like, hey, I found this couple on.
Okay, so they're talking about swinging, sort of leading up to it. Where are the couples sitting down talking? I saw a few here earlier. Here's one. Almost 1 million views on this one.
I met him and immediately just knew that he was the one.
We've been together every single day since.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
Yeah.
Why does this guy sound like a homosexual?
Every day.
Yeah. I'm like gonna tear up. Yeah, so it was 4 years ago today that I asked him out. So it's our 4-year dating anniversary.
And we've come so far.
Yeah. I met him and immediately.
That guy's definitely gay. There's no way that guy's straight. That's why he's encouraging his quote unquote wife to get with another dude. He's probably getting into it. Yeah, this is fascinating. Sorry guys, I didn't preview much of this before we got started. Where's another one with the interview with a couple sitting there sort of sharing their story. Sorry, I'm just looking for ones with bigger view counts. Here's one.
It's so important to see that there's nothing wrong with having the desire to be with somebody else.
Yeah, there is. It means that you don't have the desire to be with the guy that you want, because women, when they're with the guy that they want, when they have genuine and burning desire for them, other guys are invisible. They don't see other guys. So if you're expressing a quote unquote desire to be with other men, especially sitting by your husband like this one is,
like, as long as you're doing it in a really respectful and open and trust.
She's calling respectful being on a corn website where they film it and they publish it. I'm assuming they sell memberships, while the husband is there with a cell phone with a phone case that says wifey on it, recording it. Respectful. Oh, man, humanity has fallen so far.
Way, it's 100% natural.
Yeah, it could make it even more fun.
Yeah, and I think there's such a negative idea around being with other people, just because monogamy has just been drilled into your brain as being the right thing. Again, there's so many different ways that you could be with other people. It could just be sexually. It could just be friendships. It could just be relationships. Like, so many different things. And you'll never know what works for you unless you try.
I wonder if this guy gets up in the morning and puts his nuts in his wife's handbag and she carries them around all day for him. It's just so bizarre to hear these conversations.
Hi, I'm Casey Kennedy. This is my husband, Dakota.
You notice how many of them are like tatted up women? Like I think a few of them, at least 50%, we've seen so far.
She was wearing like, it could not have been a more unsexy outfit.
It was a lab
she had like a
coat.
lab coat and
Bell-bottom khakis.
yeah, the khaki pants, but she was still hot.
Oh man.
Try to put your hand on my thigh.
No, that was the
Slapped
first
you.
date. The first date I put my hand on your
yeah.
thigh and you slapped and you were like, no.
Right.
I got a little jealous if I'm being honest. Like I think that's fair.
Like it was kind of hot.
Casey, Dakota, and Chocolate Rod. Watch trailer now. I know some of you sick mofos out there watching this right now are going to go and subscribe to this wifey site and give them your money. I mean, dude, you do you, but just wild how some of these conversations go. Did we see this? Yeah, we saw this couple. Meet Vanessa and Cody.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Arizona, and this is my husband, Cody Arizona. We've both had some experimentations before we met. He likes to share me, and I like to
Have fun.
have fun watching.
He kisses her and goes, "Have fun," while she's hanging off this other dude.
I went to Nashville for my bachelor party. He had
There we go. I went to Nashville for my bachelorette party and got my guts rearranged by somebody.
given me essentially like a hall pass.
Watching her get dominated and taken control of by these two huge guys. All set?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Hi.
Hi. Let's look at this guy over here with the button head.
Any advice I would want to give to someone, just be completely transparent with your partner immediately. Communicate. Never like compromise yourself or take one for the team.
For guys, the biggest piece of advice is whether you're actually into this after you. For a lot of guys, all that heat, I want to do this, goes away as soon as they're done. They're like, what the? But if you still have those, like, and it's a constant gnawing thing, then you'll probably be fine. But don't get confused with your dirty side, your dark, dirty side with what you actually can't handle.
I can't believe this is a real thing. This is a real thing. Who's this guy with the long hair?
Hi, I'm Mirage, and this is my husband, James.
Married for 8 years.
8 years.
Together for almost 14.
Yeah.
I started having these fantasies of wanting to watch
Again, the guy sounds like homosexual.
Mirage be pleasured by another man. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Our first hot wife experience happened. We ended up meeting this person at a bar. The chemistry was there. To see Mirage be flirty with someone else other than me was lovely. You have this abundance of energy that I wish I could tap in like you do.
Your confidence, it's grown so much with Hot Wife, and I'm in the middle of like whatever I'm in the middle of, and then I glance over at you and I'm like, damn.
And it's endless. There's no issue with supply for sites like this. There's absolutely no issue with supply. Like there's plenty of demand.
Hi, I'm Tiffany, and this is my husband. We had our conversations, and I remember asking, like, have you ever had a threesome?
Yeah, so they do photo shoots with all the quote-unquote models before they film the scene.
What's the naughtiest thing that you've ever done?
One thing led to another, and Hotwifing became one of those things. What turns me on about it is I know my wife is having a good time.
Doing, like, all of the dirtiest things, and then, like, really get off to it.
And, you read the comments and it says here, she's incredible, very lucky husband. I can't believe these are real people. This is a thing. All right, let's do this. Let me grab the call-in link here. We don't need to play the rest of them. I think that's enough. If you guys have any questions, Q&A, we'll do some open Q&A. Call in and ask me anything. We'll drop that link in there. Boom, that's in all chat. So a little more insight to this stuff that it's actually the guys that do this work, that service the wives, if we can put it that way, they're known as bulls. So I know a guy personally that's been doing it for years, and he's shared a lot of the screenshots, a lot of the conversations that go, and they usually find him on a dating app, and they'll approach him as a couple and ask him to either come over, meet up at a hotel or something like that. Some of them are really weird. Like some of the conversations, like I remember a more recent one that he had shown us. The guy was really enthusiastic about him sleeping with his wife without any protection, and knocking her up, saying that, you know, he's infertile basically or something like that, and how cool it would be to have a baby with him, or a mixed race baby. I think I can't remember what the language was, but dude that's the bull is a black guy, and it was a white couple. And some of the shit that he was saying, like in the dialogue back and forth, was just like, how can I put it? Really off color, if you know. And he was really pushing for my bud to really just like go to town on her up to the point of impregnating her. And you know, he's not stupid. He's like, I'm not going to have any part in that. I'm not, you know, going to be the guy that's on a hook paying child support and all that weird stuff. Now, an interesting thing that none of these guys here alluded to, that came from a lot of the private interactions that my friend had shared on the screenshots and the conversations over the years, is that most of these relationships, as I understand it, are on the way out. So they're untying the knot anyway. She's not keen or hot for her husband anymore. And she usually is using the bull as a way to get what she wants, which is fresh D, variety, whatever it is you want to call it, with his consent and humiliation. It's weird because it's not about her humiliating him, it doesn't seem like, although that's usually what ends up happening. Apparently, most of the time, these guys express regret, and they don't stay together anyway. They usually break up at some point or shortly thereafter, from what I understand. But this isn't like a normal sexual strategy. This is the mainstream. This is culture. This is corn. This is all of these, and women and toxic feminism sort of blended together, somehow convincing other couples and men more specifically that this is a good idea. There's no version of this where she gets cucked and sits in a chair and watches him drill another chick or drill a corn star or something like that. It always seems to go this route. It's always guy and the girl. A lot of these guys sound like homosexuals. They don't even sound straight, but guy and the girl sitting there going, oh yeah, this is hot, totally normal, you should try it out, it's a lot of fun, blah blah blah. That's what you see forward facing, but you don't get the behind the scenes stories where it doesn't usually end that way. It usually ends in the opposite direction, with them not staying together, or it's humiliation for him. Some of these guys get pissed off too, right? In some cases they just drop off the wife. In other cases, it's a meetup at a hotel and the husband sits in the corner chair. So there's an ongoing joke about the corner chair in hotel rooms, because they're known as the cuck chair now. And that's where the husband sits, or the boyfriend or whatever sits and watches while he indulges in his wife. And apparently there's a marketplace for this shit. I mean, I don't even know how to have this conversation, man. It's just so weird to me that guys like this exist. I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, that dudes like this actually exist. Does this work for men? Can he order a female corn star and come up to spice up his marriage? Again, I don't know of anything on this large of a scale where women will publicly allow themselves to be humiliated, because it's really what it boils down to. It's like it's a public humiliation fest for the guy, for the husband, and there's nothing in it for them aside from culture, society, these websites, these groups trying to convince him that it's hot, that you'll get off on it. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. It again, like, it's so weird to me when I see these conversations that this stuff exists and exists so publicly now. There are women out there that do co-sign their guy sleeping with other women. It never looks like the opposite of this, if I can put it that way. So let's start with that. It never looks like husbandy, like let's get a website and call it husbandy. I bet that doesn't exist. And interviews where they're sitting down in the, like, it doesn't exist in that plane. What it usually is it's bisexual women, openly bisexual women. I think all women are bisexual, by the way. It's just a matter of, are they overt about it, or are they covert about it, or are they in denial about it? I think all women, the vast majority, let's just say it that way, the vast majority of women are bisexual. They just don't know it if they're not open about it. But that, because they admire the female form, they'll pop up at some point and say something like, women are beautiful, or I haven't been with a woman in a long time, or I kissed a girl once in college, or that one time when we were in a bar. Like, I remember, like, I've had women say things to me like, I just don't like guys, I like girls too. Or, it's been such a long time since I've went down on a girl, or, something like that. And then they'll actively talk about having either a threesome, menage a trois, something where they invite another chick into the equation. But it's usually private, not overt like this. You'll never see it overt like this. It's generally swept under the radar. I think the only person that I see speak about it publicly a lot is Sartain, probably. But it's mostly swept under. It's not talked about publicly. She doesn't want it out publicly. And she'll usually have a pretty, I don't want to say extensive list of rules, but she has a list of rules that she wants the guy to follow for him to indulge in another woman in the bedroom. And it's usually something like, I want you to start with me and then finish with me, meaning any fun, quote unquote, that he has with the third is kind of in between, but he always starts with her or finishes with, his wife or his girlfriend or whatever. But I mean, the weird thing is you never overtly see this done publicly. Like, there's no public humiliation of wives or girlfriends. You only ever see public humiliation of men, and it is public humiliation. Like, make no mistake about it. The corn star doing it to the guy's wife knows it. The wife knows it. And even if the guy's in denial, sitting there filming it with a little wifey case on the cell phone as he's on the bed and he's like filming the thing from different angles, like, even that guy to some degree, somewhere within the soul of the very fiber of his existence, knows that it's not normal, that there's a level of disgust or humiliation that exists within him. I get some people to say, well, some guys get off on this, and I'm sure there are dudes that do. Maybe they're the gay ones, or maybe they're the ones that are humiliated, or they like the humiliation. But it's just like, women hate embarrassment. Like, there's one thing that we know about women is that even if you cheat on a chick, she's going to be more likely, she's never going to love it, generally speaking. But as long as you don't embarrass her, she'll probably just be fucking like, whatever. Okay, just don't do it again, or some shit like that. Where they hate it is where the public humiliation comes. So we can use astronomer CEO Andy, whatever his name was. We saw at the Coldplay concert. We talked about this a few weeks ago, where they were up on the Jumbotron, and he's there with Karen from HR down the hallway, or whatever it was. I can't remember her name, the HR lady. And he was lambasted, destroyed on social media. He was terminated or made to resign. The HR lady that he was banging wasn't forced to resign. I don't think she quit. I don't know what the status is of her. She wasn't lambasted on social media, but what ended up happening was Andy, the CEO of Astronomer, is now getting divorced as a result of this. Why? The public humiliation. Like, what's more humiliating than seeing your husband with another woman up on a jumbotron at a fucking concert with tens of thousands of people live at the concert, and then the media coverage of the hundreds and like millions of other people that also saw your husband on the jumbotron with the old bag from HR that he's cheating on with? I'm pretty sure the CEO of Astronomer, Andy, whatever his last name was, I'm pretty sure his wife knew or had a pretty strong idea that he was having some fun. And she probably just looked the other way. She's just like, whatever, you know, beautiful house. This guy's a multimillionaire. Life is good. We go to events together. I look good, sort of thing. Until public humiliation shows up and she sees her husband on the jumbotron with another chick. She has no option but to get divorced from the guy at that point. It's like there's no other option than just to fucking leave the guy. So that's why you see that happening, right? It's the whole like humiliation ritual, the aspect of that. I don't buy that these guys truthfully get off or get quote unquote excited about their wife or girlfriend getting railed by Tyrone or Chad. It just doesn't make any sense from any angle that I can think of, but I don't know. It is what it is. It's just wild. Let me just take a look at the chat over here. Even female, male, female, the girls are always the prizes to the men. Sartain's a rookie in understanding. He's still a beta pedestalizing the women. I don't know the story, but he certainly talks a lot about his personal relationship. Who the hell knows? There's enough bleach and steel wool in the world that I would allow him finishing with me. Yeah. Guys, this is just like, again, this is one of the things that I just look at. I'm like, I can't believe these people actually exist. Like, what was their upbringing like? What is, you know, I got a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions. I really do. And I think a lot of it is all placating and pandering to her wishes and whims and desires at his expense. And, you know, when a man loves a woman, we know this is true. When a man loves a woman, he'll do just about anything to make her happy. Apparently this too. Buying her flowers and taking her on the vacation that she wants and buying the house that she wants and renovating the ensuite the way that she wants and moving her parents in, you know, the in-law suite into the house that he builds for her. Men will go to extraordinary lengths to make their girlfriend or wives happy when they love a woman. Up to including letting Tyrone rearrange her guts right in front of you on a corn website as you film it with their brand wrapped around your phone. Like, this is where we're at. This is where you're at. This is where we're at in the world today. Anyway. I'll tell you this, guys. If you're thinking about this or this is your stick, you're watching the wrong content. If this is something that is being cast upon you or little signals are being dropped on you like, hey, you know, maybe we should think about this. Hey, I heard about this Instagram page. You should check out this website called wifey.com. And you're a cuckold. Because that's all that it boils down to, is that you are a cuckold. And a cuck is a man that lets another man have his way with your woman. I mean, you know, for all the religious, again, for all the religious people out there, and trust me, I know religious people do a lot of this shit. They definitely do. It's like, it is no buffer to prevent your wife from, there's lots of Catholic, Christian, Jewish, Muslim, like all of them do all this fucking degenerate shit. There's no, oh, it's completely offside with this religion. We just don't participate in that because it's against our fucking rule book. Bullshit. Y'all write rule books that you like to fucking wave in the air. Look how much better I am than everybody else because I have my rule book. in all of your religions, you all fucking do this. And it's like, it's completely against the covenant of marriage as it's described in just about all religions, to allow your wife to indulge in another man. It's I mean, it's in the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, blah, 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 right? It's like, you know, since the beginning of time, you're a cuck if you fall for this. And if you're a chick that's talking about this to a guy, why are you with him? You clearly don't fucking like him. Like I said earlier, if a woman's all about a guy, if she's enthusiastic about him and she sees him as the man that she can look up to, the giant that she wants to be with, other guys are invisible for the most part. They just don't see it. It's just not on the radar screen. Anyway, that's all I got. I had to see it, so now you guys had to see it. These places exist, man. It's a real thing. It is what it is. If, guys, I'm going to wrap up on this note. If you're going to get involved with other people, I'm speaking to you guys, if you're going to get involved with others, it's chicks only. That's it. You're the man, you're the king of the castle. Men have had harems. Men have been with multiple women, sometimes simultaneously, sometimes consecutively. That's the natural state of things. This I don't understand. You're either gay, homosexual, you're a cuckold, you're a cog in the wheel of a female first primary social order if you do any of this. Have an awesome day, guys. Peace. All right, guys, if you enjoyed that podcast, make sure you visit my website at richcooper.ca to learn more about my courses, my book, The Unplugged Alpha, community, or booking me for private coaching. Also, if you are a Canadian with $15,000 or more of credit card debt and what you are doing right now isn't paying off the balances, then visit totaldebtfreedom.ca and hit get a free quote to see if you qualify to settle your credit card debt for less than you owe today over the next 48 months. Make sure you check out the top pinned comment on YouTube for all the links mentioned during the show.